What is up, everyone? This is Miguel with the first show of my TCW save. So, got everything all booked, and so you guys can see a little bit about how I booked, and I'll explain a little bit about why. But I hope you enjoy it. So let's run the show and see how it went. Okay, I do use my pre-shows quite a bit. So, first pre-show match was Dazzling Dave Diamond and Bart Biggins versus Beating the Elite. Pretty good of everyone considering, and this is why I do this. So if you see there, we've got a lot of improvements. Just, if you have the time and the people are getting paid anyway, just use them, hopefully improve your skills some. This was a work the crowd, so you kind of got to pre-show match, so you want to get the crowd going a little bit, and that's about it. I do need to handle gimmick changes because Nate Johnson was not suited for his. I like to give my referees a staff member gimmick, and I gave a announcer staff gimmick too. So, okay, match 2 is Eddie Peak beating Matt Hawkins just to give him a win, showing him to be dangerous. Got some improvements there, so that's good. And Eddie Peak had a poor gimmick, but that will be fixed right now. Let's see. Yes, a great gimmick, Raging Bull. So I'll just have him kind of running around, ramping. Okay, and now we get to the opening segment of the show. This is a freestyle angle, so I'm just going to explain what I thought would happen. Peter Michaels come out, greets the fans, introduces himself as the new authority figure. In this, I would also mention that he will be starting the women's division. So, kind of got multiple things happening here. So we got that going. Aaron Andrews comes out, interrupts, talks about how he's the champ and that he calls the shots. And at that point, Peter Michaels makes the main event for tonight, which would be Aaron Andrews and Brian Vesey versus Rocky Golden and Sammy Block. So that's how I see that particular segment going. That's a B plus 84, gets off to a great start. Pretty happy with that. Alright, so the first match, I would want to start it off something good in the ring. So I had Benny Benson beat Mark Speed with a quick roll-up. Mark Speed is the international champion. Benny Benson gets a real quick roll-up win on him. And so, yeah, that's going to set up him getting a title shot at the pay-per-view. Mark Speed actually had a pretty decent outing this time, so that's a good sign. Again, we got some improvements here, so that's a good sign as well. Alright, 68 C+, not bad. This angle, I would, again, see we've got all these tag teams, including the Canadian Animals, New Wave, and Divine Fortune. I would imagine they're arguing about who's going to have the next shot at the tag champions, and they can all agree that they'll have a match for the number one contenders next week. And in the meantime, a lot of them improved in their acting, charisma. This one I did have them scripted. I didn't want anybody to knock this off, but yeah, developing is really good. And Laura Catherine Huggins, Scout and Chance Fortune has poor gimmicks, so we're going to handle those. LCH got a Diva gimmick. Scout got a Armed Forces kind of variation gimmick. And Transfortune got a clean cut gimmick. So all of those turns and gimmick changes were successes. C plus 66, and so that's pretty good. Decent match. Troy Tornado beat Harry Allen. So just giving Troy Tornado a win on TV. Harry Allen is on a one-night deal. Used to be in TCW, so I would imagine the fans would accept him somewhat. They actually, I think, gave him, steal the show. So they got the crowd buzzing, they got the match going. That was good. Tornado did impressive. Harry Allen, not so much, but he's not as over. Very hot crowd. Ooh, Tornado was penalized for stamina. I did not know that. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. C plus 69, so that's pretty good. Okay, muy que te announce Alright, so here we've got an angle. What would it say that Cloud Floyd is backstage, hyping up American Buffalo, cutting a promo on RDJ. When all of a sudden RDJ, just sick of getting badmouthed, goes in there and starts brawling with American Buffalo. And they just start brawling all over the backstage, broken up by ring road agents, that kind of situation. So we advanced the storyline, and it looks like it did really well. So B plus 85, happy with that. Human Arsenal versus Brent Hill. I saw this kind of going as a bit of a technical match because they're both technicians, but Brent Hill had a off day probably because he's so heavy into time decline. Human Arsenal had a good. Building the match slowly. Alright, and Brent Hill did have a poor gimmick, so let's see what happens when we change that. Got a bitter veteran gimmick, and it is now average. The ref is now a staff member, so that's good. C plus 69, pretty good considering that Hill is on the time decline and not doing so great. Can provide well. Okay, so here what I envision these happening is actually it's a 4-minute segment, but I imagine it as two separate segments. One has Rocky and Bach backstage just saying, hey, we're on the same page, we're gonna get these guys. Aaron Andrews and Brian Vassie in a separate backstage 2-minute vignette where Andrews just kind of acts like a hotshot, like he's the team leader, and Vassie's just a badass, and he ain't having any of it. He's not even going to play that game, so he's just, scowling or something. So this advanced the two storylines. Andrew's struggling off script. Sometimes it'll happen, sometimes he's good, so. But a B plus 83, really, really happy with that. Oh, yes, and Rocky, let's really, really hope that this goes well. Yes, a fan favorite gimmick that got a great initial rating of great. Perfect. That's what I wanted. His gimmick was below average, and I want our figurehead to have that. So, took a chance, works out. J Cord beating Elliot Thomas. Thomas is there's an enhancement talent. This was actually done, and they improved, so that's good. This was actually done as a storytelling match. And so the story that I would see happening here is J Cord just being a jerk, just beating up Elliot Thomas way more than he has to, doing that thing where he pins him and then just lifts his shoulder up, and having Mo come out and just basically yell at him from the outside, tell him that's enough, and but not really wanting to do anything about it because he's, a good guy. He doesn't want to interfere. Cord finally pins Thomas, and we get the storyline advanced. It lost heat. I'll make that up, but I just thought that story would be a decent one here. 66 C+, pretty good for a jobber match. Alright, so an angle featuring Taylor and Hawkins. This did really well, I'm really happy with that, but this is your basic Joshua Taylor coming out to the ring, calling out Wolf Hawkins, saying, hey, I don't want to wait till the pay-per-view, come at me, let's do this tonight. Hawkins coming out on the ramp, in a suit or something, and being like, who do you think you are? I fight on my time. Not engaging, just talking smack, but staying away in the ramp and going towards the back, and Taylor wanting to fight right now, so that's why I think it did pretty well there. 84 B+, I am. Then these segment ratings are doing really well, so I'm happy with that. Okay. Alright, so here I just wanted to do something to calm the crowd, bring the crowd down a little. I think they were a little too hot there. So I put Giant Tana and Fonzarelli in a bit of a drama match with Paul Steadyfast, who was on a one-night deal, and Jeremy Courtney. And this was just to bring the crowd down and to see if maybe Tana and Fonzarelli had chemistry. They don't seem to, but it's alright. And, Courtney had a bad gimmick. Let's see what happens when we change it. Average for an old school heel gimmick. I'll take that. It was better than what he had. C- 54, and it brought the crowd down. This, I see it as a quick 2-minute hype video showing the tag team champions, Killer Shark and Titan. Just, making them look menacing, making them look tough, showing them hitting their big moves on some people and just being big and scary. Killer Shark, I did need to change his gimmick. He got a Crusher gimmick just to take advantage of his menace, and he got an average rating, which is better than the poor that he had, so pretty happy with that. C+, 66. And in the main event, alright, we've got Rocky Golden and Sammy Bach over Aaron Andrews and Brian Bessie when Andrews got intentionally disqualified for fighting Rocky. 77B, I was hoping for a little better, but we'll take that for now. Everyone did their job, everyone did their part. I see this going as, this was a little bit of a longer match, slow build, so I see it going as really even, really good, and in the end, when Rocky Golden is getting really close to finishing off Aaron Andrews, Andrews kind of drops down and gives Rocky the low blow right in front of the referee, causing the disqualification. So it's one of those, Andrews was about to get beaten up and just took the easy way out. And so hopefully everybody stayed roughly where they were. And at the end there, the last segment of the show is Bach and Golden getting beat up by Andrews and Bassi. They jump them, they beat them up, they leave them laying. And see there we go, we made it back up. It's gained the heat, B+, 86. And yeah, in the end of the show, Andrews and Bassi stand tall, and having beat down Golden and Bach. End of the show. Well, that's unfortunate. Show 77B increased our popularity in 19 regions, lost popularity in 11. So that main event didn't go as well as I'd hoped, but I think it was necessary for story, and I think we can make it up. And I didn't want to give away too much. Alright, just gonna check the emails real quick. Hey, AAA accepted the agreement. Rating 6.38. Let's see how this looks. $11,375. Alright, nothing else too amazing. Okay, 6.38 is the TV rating for us. 10.24 for SWF. They are the leaders, and we're going to have to catch up. Alright, so at this point, I am going to go ahead and pause this video while I book B-show Saturday night. I might as well show it. Oh, actually, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it and just kind of give you a quick recap. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and run it, and that way you guys can see how I use my B show as well. Alright, give me a few minutes. Alright, so we're ready with the Saturday night TV showcase. So let's hope this one goes well as well. Alright, this one we were holding in Northwest, from a smaller crowd. Pre-show match, we had the debuting Clark Alexander defeating Jeremy Courtney. So debuted, got a very good gimmick. Performance leaves a little something to be desired, but we've got a little bit of an improvement, so that's a good thing. They worked the crowd with a decisive finish. So I went to get Jasmine Sanders a new gimmick. She's going to be a sidekick. And Sean Dukes is a staff member. So, I don't like having people without gimmicks. So, just a personal thing. D plus 49, not bad for a pre-show. And we got a little bit of an improvement there. Alright, so I debuted Riley McManus and then brought in Austin Smooth from developmental to take a loss from the Behemoths. Tighten off his game. He does that a lot. Hate to say it, but man, if he could just get with it, things would be a lot better. But got a 47-56. Okay, so he went off this game. He did okay. Improvements. Got a lot of improvements. This is good. I really want Titan and Killer Shark specifically to get better at performance skills. So I'm gonna book them in pre-shows as much as I can. This is just a regular match, and we projected Killer Shark and Titan to hopefully, not have them be too risky. 44D, it's just a pre-show match, doesn't matter too much, but got some improvements, which is what we want. Okay, so the Saturday night show debuts. You have your usual announcers hyping, welcome to the show. That I'm not even gonna simulate that, but unless it's something big. Divine Fortune beats the Elite. Divine and Fortune have excellent chemistry, so that's a really good thing. So I'm glad to hear that. Everyone performed roughly where I wanted them to be. I actually did, and Divine and Fortune both improved their performance. I actually did protect Nick Johnson because I think his timeless line is hitting him a little harder than I thought. So he's usually been pretty decent for me, and in this particular save, his performance has been a little underwhelming. We'll see if we can still protect him and get some good use out of him. Good bonuses. Everything's pretty good there. C plus 69. Very good, especially for a Saturday night show. Mighty Mo, he's going to be in the main event, so I figure he's going to cut a promo. He's in the main event against Eddie Peak, and he's also going to take some shots at Jay Cord, so I did this to hopefully have him gain a little on the mic, but he didn't, but he still did pretty good, 60-60 plus. This is another one of those kind of training matches. Joe Bryant beat Brian Jimmy Fox by cheating with, it says a foreign object. I'm going to say, he rolled up the tights or something like that. Fairly poor performance by Bryant. He's usually a lot better. And no one improved, so that's not a good sign. I think that Joe Bryant being 10 years in time decline is really, really going to hurt him. So I think we're going to change up how we're going to use him here. Brian Jimmy Fox did alright. This was regular. I was trying to protect Bryant, and he still kind of performed real low. So, alright, Joe Bryant had a poor gimmick actually, so we're going to fix that as well. And he went with veteran and got below average. I think he was poor, so it's not too bad. T plus 51 here. Promo with Benny Benson here, since he got a win over Mark Speed at the TCW Total Wrestling show. I would imagine that he comes out on Saturday night, cuts a promo saying, "Hey, I beat the international champion. That means I'm next in shot, and I want a shot at that title." C61, not bad. So just a promo to kind of keep that storyline going. Oh dear. Okay, so we have Dazzling Dave Diamond versus Kashmir Singh. This was supposed to be just a basic match, and just to give Dave a win. And he ends up breaking Singh's jaw, and they had bad chemistry. Ouch. Okay, sorry about that, Singh. That's funny, I even protected Diamond, but I guess that didn't help. T41, hopefully he doesn't have heat. Okay, no, oh good. I'm going to do one of these on every Saturday night show. Basically a Total Wrestling recap. They're all off screen. This is a video recap of everything that happened. So I like to do these. I think that they're realistic. That you'd go over all the important stuff that happened. So have them go over the main event stuff and the Buffalo versus RGJ stuff. 75 B minus. And in the main event, we have Eddie Peak versus Mighty Mo. Eddie Peak performed pretty well. Mighty Mo did not so much, but Peak performing and improvement skills. So here you imagine that's got a good match going. And Jay Cord comes down because Mighty Mo came down at the last show, but Cord actually does get involved enough to cause a distraction that causes Mo to lose, and Peak to get a win. So C plus 70. And here, this is actually just a 1 minute segment that I do for realism. Peak celebrates, Mo is down, and Cord walks off smugly because he did, cost Mighty Mo the match. And that gained that a little heat, 74 B minus. C plus 69, this is a B show, so doesn't matter too terribly, but alright, so that finishes up week 1 of my TCW save, so get ready for week 2. And as far as improvements in the as from the first show, actually there was an improvement, which was an overness, which was Andrews getting 1 overness point over, so that was pretty good. And so we're set. So that's the end of this show. Thanks for watching, and next show will be up soon.